What's up, guys? I'm Drew with Comic Slate here with
Kayla, not Kyle.
Hey, there we go. Kayla, not Kyle. Now, Kayla, what exactly do you do with Comic Slate?
So I do live stream sales on Whatnot for Comic Elite. Woo!
Comic Slate has a Whatnot channel, guys.
Yes,
How about
we
that?
do.
Yeah, but there's not that many, right? There's only like a couple hundred subs on the Whatnot channel.
100. We got 10K followers.
10,000 followers on Whatnot, guys. If you're not on Whatnot, please do check us out. Even if you don't buy anything, they're fun to just watch and hang out. Just watch us, share some laughs with.
Yeah, I love talking to you guys. It's a really fun time.
So there you go. Yeah, you can put a face to the name, guys. There you go. There's Kayla right here. So you stepped in for Kyle this week.
Yes.
This is the Skibbits and Mez. We kind of threw you into the fire.
Yeah, this is very last minute. That's all right.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes, it was. So are you how frequently would you say you read new comics? Or how many would you say you read as well?
Not as much as I probably should. This is the most comics I've read probably in my life. But I think it's good to kind of dip my feet in a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, it gets you a good idea of what's out there right now.
Yeah,
and it helps you to sell the stuff too.
Yeah.
So how many would you say you read this week?
30, 35 at least.
Hey,
that's a good amount.
That's a good amount. 35 is a good amount. So I'm going to, little spoiler alert, I gave you more to read than I did.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah. So case in point, because there's some books I gave you that Kyle and I don't read. That we just didn't read. We didn't get a chance to review. Like I think something is killing the children.
I did read that. Yeah.
So I dipped out after issue 3. It was not for me. So I figured some people do request, hey, what'd you think of this? Something killing children. I'm like, I haven't read in the last 2 years, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I give it to you. And I know the Peach Momoko stuff, So I figured you may like that and some other stuff in there. I didn't read that Kayla read. So you guys get, a youthful, young,
a little different perspective,
a non-cynical point of view, after reading. There we go. So we start with the Skibbits and Mez.
Okay.
So Kayla, guys, she knows the shtick. She knows what to do. Right. So once again, I have no clue what she has. She has no clue what I have.
Nope.
So this is going to be fun. Right. So first for the Mez, naturally, we have the same Mez. We'll talk about them at the same time for the sake of time. So that being said, my first Mez I've got of the week is, before we start, I'm sorry. This is out in stores now, guys. Legends Publishing.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, from Sean Hudashko and Jamie Tyndall. This is the Legends Publishing imprint preview. It's got a bunch like Bone Cheek is in there and the Glopple, Guns and Angels. Guns and Angels, guys, is awesome. Trust me. I was there for the very early stages. You're gonna like that a lot. So yeah, please do check this out, guys. Should be available in stores now. All right. My first Meh of the week I've got is Broken Souls Ballad number 4.
Oh, okay.
Did you read that one?
I did read that one.
Okay. So what's your?
Mine was Iron Man.
Okay, you were more forgiving on that than I was. That was a skip it for me.
Yeah, it was fine. You know, it wasn't like outstanding, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay, so there were 3 stories in there.
Yes, I only read the first one. I was going to ask you about that to read the other ones. I only read the very first story of it, so I didn't read the other ones. I knew that they were, kind of a part of the universe.
all I'm going to say is, after reading all 3 of them, I felt like, what was the point of this? There's all 3 of these stories. Like, first one was Iron Man Day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You saved somebody.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, this is what we're paying, $6 for, I think? Hold on a second. Yes, this is what we're paying $6 for, and saves a guy in the subway. Like,
I mean, if it says anything, the fact that I didn't read the other 2 stories, that helps.
It doesn't. When you read the other 2, it's like, this is it. It's just, so I'll get into that. I'll explain why it's a skip it. But honestly, if it was just that story, it probably would have been a Meh for me, which says a lot with Iron Man these days.
Yeah.
But that's very fair. So yeah, it's very fair if you just read that first one.
Yeah, I did read that one that you have though too.
Okay.
That one was not bad.
Yeah, it was not bad, and this wraps up the series Broken Souls Ballad number 4. I did like the first series. I did like this little secondary continuation of that. It was all right. It felt, how should I say this? There's a lot of comic books out now where it's like kids who have powers against the government. And
yeah.
this is one of those.
Yeah.
And it's like, give me something new. Come on.
Yeah.
But it ends on a good note. It ends on a peaceful note. It's cool. It's fine. It's all right. You know, so.
Yeah. When I read it, I had no clue what was really going on.
Yes.
But
okay.
Yeah. It was, I like the art in it.
Yeah. The art, that's one thing I cannot knock it for. The art is really good in this.
Yeah. Not bad.
All right. So there we go. All right. Those are the first mez. On to next one I've got is Door to Door Night by Night.
Oh, you give that a mez.
I give that a mez so typically we don't talk about them beforehand, but this was the one we talked about beforehand.
Yeah, just this one.
Yes.
I have Phantasmagoria, and this was a shame actually. I thought I was really, really gonna like this one.
Yeah.
I really thought I was gonna like it a lot.
So what's funny about that is that Kyle was all about this series. Like issue 1 and 2, he really dug. And before Kyle left, so Kyle couldn't be here. I gave this to him to read. He said, "Yeah, this series has lost me at this point." So, what made it a meh for you?
Well, first of all, I really love the art in it.
Yes.
I love all the horror. I think it's great. But probably because I also haven't read the ones before, I had no clue what was going on. But even then, like it didn't make any fucking sense at all.
No, that's exactly what Kyle said. You know, and that's exactly what I thought. And that's why it's a skip it for me. I'm like, this is I have no reason to come back to this. It just came across as a very unfun magic centered story.
Yeah.
Whereas I've read better magic stories in, say, Strange Academy, which is amazing, or The Magic Order, which is also amazing.
Yeah.
And this is very much at the other end.
Yeah. And the only reason I even gave it a meh is just because I like the art in it.
Hey, that is very fair. That is very fair. The art is, it is good.
Yeah.
Art is very, and the cover is very good too. I do like the cover. Wish we got more of that.
I know, right?
So Door to Door, Night by Night, number 1. I do know for a fact Sean ordered heavy on this. There's a lot of read the local comic shop day foil variants that Sean got of this. But this one, we did talk about this. This is the one. I got halfway through this and I was thinking, why the hell am I still reading this? Who the hell are these people? But but then we said it makes a hard left turn.
Yeah.
And it's whiplash inducing. It's like, wait, it just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll also, because it's in one of my other piles, so I won't get too much into it, but I will agree that it really doesn't give you much of who these people are. It just kind of fucking throws you in there.
They just turn into door-to-door salesmen. They're just like, okay. And then like out of nowhere, it's like, whoa.
It's like 0 to 100.
Yeah, yes, 0 to 100 just in one page.
Yeah.
It's so for that, because the transition isn't that good, it's a meh for me, just because, like I said, whiplash inducing. All right, next meh I've got is I got Sparks of Chaos number 1.
Oh, okay. I have Something to Kill the Children.
All right, so case in point, I didn't read it. Now, so you have the Jenny Frisson cover.
Yes.
Now, what makes this a meh for you?
So I'll start by saying I think I would really like the series. I think that the art is really beautiful in it. I think I would really enjoy it. It's just a boring issue. There's not much that happens in this issue.
Okay.
It's kind of just setting things up. Not a lot's going on. So that's why it's kind of a meh. But I would recommend actually reading this series. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So it's a setup issue. Okay, so it's one of those, not necessarily filler, but like, okay, it's just in between.
Yeah.
At the end of an arc, you set up another one.
Yeah, basically,
cool.
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I got Sparks of Chaos number 1. So I got a couple notes for this one. First one was like, I felt this was way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long.
Read this one, it was long.
Yeah, this is practically a graphic novel. And the second one, this was $8.
It was $8?
This is $8.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's not a variant cover. That's the main cover. And third, I appreciate the action and speed it goes at, but it's all over the place narratively with different fictional creatures, and there's angels brought in at a point. It's a confusing mess.
I think they kind of expect you to know like Greek mythology going into this to some extent.
And I'm fine with that, but it seems like they bring in angels too, where it's like, whoa, is this Greek mythology? Or what is, we're bringing in everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But it's one of those. Yeah. So if you want to spend $8 and be confused, there you go, right there. Next one I've got is Voyages #1.
I'm one of my skip it. I actually liked a lot of these books, surprisingly. So if that is all right, or we can
No,
okay.
that is absolutely fine. Yeah.
All right.
Fine.
I have Blade of Vampire Nation.
Okay, I did not read that because I am on a anti Mark Russell stand right now. So
okay.
I figured I'd give someone an uncynical point of view toward Mark Russell and his writing. What did you think of this issue?
It was fine.
Okay.
It was. I don't know. It wasn't really worth my time reading. If you really like Blade, like the series, I'm sure maybe you'll like it.
There is no series.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of like, is it a movie that I'm thinking of?
Yeah, the Blade movies with Wesley Snipes.
The Blade movies. Yeah, maybe if you like that, you'll like this. It's just vampires and a guy that's killing some vampires. Like, I don't know.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Nothing worth your time.
Nothing exciting. Really?
No, not really.
That's
I mean, like overthrowing a government. There you go. That happens, and like everything. So
doesn't sound fun.
No, it really wasn't. It was kind of a drag.
Okay, but it's enough for you because
I just didn't like it. It was just boring.
Okay, I'm surprised you didn't make it a skip it. That's why I'm
it was like a man skip it at the same time. You know, I didn't hate it, but also like not worth your time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Or money because hey, these aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got Voyages #1. I thought this was just fine. This wasn't bad. Alien planet, aliens who need water, and an alien ship that is like a plant and needs water. That's what. I took that as. Sure. Okay. Although it seems to go on and on after the staple when it should have ended a few pages sooner, it wasn't bad. Artwork is all right too. I thought it wasn't bad, just not top 10 worthy.
Yeah, that was one I was putting off reading because I was like, I don't think I'll like that one. So I just like didn't read it.
I think so. Little fun fact, but I think I told you what we do, right? We read the ones we think are going to be bad first, then the ones that are good later on, so you to earn it. Mm-hmm. This is one of the ones that was right in the middle toward the beginning.
So. That's probably what I should have done. Is read all the ones I didn't think I was going to like first.
Yes.
Oh,
whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa. Next one I got is, I don't think I gave this to you.
No, you did. That was another one.
I did? Okay.
I did not want to read.
The Grunch, #2.
Okay. I've got She-Hulk, issue #8.
Okay, I had that as a skip it. You were more forgiving on that than I was.
Yeah.
Why was this enough for you?
Well, I'll tell you right now, She-Hulk's not really anywhere to be found in this. So if you're looking for her, you're not gonna find her, buddy.
But her blood is in this.
Her blood is in this. If you want to get kinky like that, I guess. It's just two people that are in love and a little crazy. So it feels like it should be a one shot. I feel like it's setting them up for something, but it feels like a one shot.
Bullseye. You just hit the nail on the head. I didn't put that in my notes. This really, it not necessarily a one shot, but like an annual issue. This is an annual story.
Yeah.
Where I'll get into it later on why I have to skip it, but yeah, it just feels like very much a throwaway issue.
Yeah.
And like you said, She-Hulk is nowhere to be found in this.
Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
I've got the Grunch #2. It's not terrible. It's not great, and it's barely good. I don't know this. So is the Grunch a horror movie or something?
I don't. The Grinch.
I know the Grinch. I don't. I'm like, it's the Grunch because American mythology, they tend to take properties from movies and all that and adapt them into comics. So I'm like, I don't know what the Grunch is.
I don't know. Isn't there like another one? There was like a horror movie that came out.
Krampus.
Krampus. That's what I was thinking of.
Now this was Krampus. Holy crap! This probably would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But then there's like little troll demon things attacking people in the forest.
Okay.
And one of them is trying to sacrifice a person, and I don't get it. I don't know.
Just the usual things.
Yeah. Normal. Yeah, normal. Art was very bland and mediocre.
Oh.
I was not enthused by the art in this.
I would have expected it to be kind of like horror-y looking in it at least.
Right? Yeah. So very, very disappointed with this. But let's just say it didn't anger me like some others did this week.
Yeah.
It was all right. Yeah. Barely all right.
Okay, now I'm on to my actual skip.
Oh, okay. Let me finish up my mez.
Okay.
And we'll get to that. All right. So I got Immortal Red Sonja.
Wow.
This is one. It's never been a skip. It's always been a meh. It started off as a top 10, and it just kind of dwindled down into a meh.
Okay.
It's all right. To me, it's not terrible. It's not great. The art is another one where I felt like the art could be better in this. The story, I'm kind of losing interest in the story at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a great idea here. But the problem is it's not as dynamic, bold, or as exciting as, I'm going to show my age here, as the Excalibur movie from the 1980s, which is my bar for King Arthur material.
Okay.
Have you heard of Excalibur?
Yeah, I know Excalibur.
Okay. Have you watched it? The movie? It is one of the most epic movies ever made. You got to watch it. It is awesome. And this, it should be better. That's all I'm going to say. It's not bad.
I did read it. It is in another list of mine, but I will say I was expecting a little bit more from it.
Yep. There you go. So
yeah. Not bad.
All right. Next man I've got is Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, number 10. It can't stand the weight of my phone. It was all right. Once again, another one that's just all right. Sheena and a couple pilots who've gone back in time need to save the USS Indianapolis. And we get a giant dinosaur.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
I have words about this one. Just wait.
That's fair. And it's a lot of talking and more talking. It's got some good ideas here, but with some good art. But it's just the first half of this comic really hurts the issue. Yeah,
it does. It is just so boring.
Hey, look, I said we told her to be honest. And hey, if she says it's boring, I'm not. And like I said, the first half of this comic is boring, and by the time you get to the exciting stuff, it's like, oh crap, what's going on here? Yeah.
I mean, if you like Nazis and dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff, I mean, that's for you. Not my cup of tea, though.
So there you go. All right, next one I've got is I cover that up at the top word right there. F Fairyland.
Should I not cuss? Should I keep it to myself? I'll stop.
Okay. Now. All right, let's cool out. All right. So I am not the biggest Scotty Young fan.
I will agree.
Okay.
I will agree.
Now, I will say so with that being said, I do love Strange Academy. I think Strange Academy is the best Marvel ongoing series right now.
Okay.
Although I will say I can understand why some would love this issue because this is continuing from the original series that he wrote. And I did read the first couple issues. It wasn't my cup of tea. And I can understand why people like this. I can. So we follow Gertrude after she left Fairyland, having a difficult time acclimating to the real world. And eventually she's made an offer that she may or may not refuse. So that's this issue in a nutshell. I guess there are fans of this character in the series, and I'm sure they'll love it, which is perfectly fine. I wasn't the biggest fan. It's not bad at all. You can tell it's really made specifically for those fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I have only really seen Scotty Young's covers.
Okay.
And I don't like a lot of them. But I was very pleasantly surprised when I read this one.
Okay.
So
okay.
So I can say I'm kind of a fan now.
Okay. Hey, there we go, guys. Yeah. There we go. That's what makes the show fun. Yeah. All right. Next one I've got is Vampirella Mind Warp number 3. I was a little bit more forgiving on some of these, I could just picture Kyle sitting next to me right now. Like, really? You're making that a meh? You're making that that piece of crap a meh? This is another one. It was fine. It was okay. It's Vampirella in the 60s with magic and sorcerers and a lot of standing around and talking. Occasionally a word visual happens out of nowhere.
It was cheesier than I expected it to be too.
I think that is what they're going for. They're going the 60s cheese. That's what I think they're going for.
And because this is the first Vampirella issue that I've read.
Oh,
so I had very high expectations because I love all the Vampirella covers. So maybe this wasn't the best one for me to hop into.
No, and case in point, I've actually got 3 of the best ones apparently in my backpack. I posted on my Facebook. I'm like, hey, I'm starting off with these. What do you guys think? And yep, I got some of the best ones.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. So, all right. And last meh for me I've got is Bill and Ted's Day of the Dead.
That was one I was not happy to read.
Okay, so are you a Bill and Ted fan?
To be honest, I've never seen a Bill and Ted movie.
What? You've never seen the first Bill and Ted?
I know. You guys are going to be shocked at how many things I have not seen.
Whoa! Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, I am a Bill and Ted fan.
Okay.
I love the first film. Second film, it's good. Third is all right. This one, it's not bad. It's very run-of-the-mill. Okay. About 90% of this stuff we've already seen or know before we didn't already get this from the first three films or the animated series in the 90s. But there's something here in the last couple pages which is very heartfelt and very good, which I don't think we've gotten before. And I think if the whole issue had been based around those last couple pages, this would have been a solid recommend. But but yeah, everything before that's like, okay, this is very run of the mill. We got this.
Yeah,
nothing new.
I wasn't expecting it to be anything too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, there you go. Low expectations.
Expectations.
So there we go. All right, on to the Skip-Its.
Sweet.
Creme de la crap of the week. Here we go. Now, naturally, if we got the same ones, we'll talk about them at the same time.
Okay.
My first Skip-It of the week is Black Adam number 6.
Oh, that's in mine. I've got Gold Goblin.
Oh, actually, I've got that too. So why don't you go ahead and start talking about the Gold Goblin?
Okay. This one's in mine. Do you want me to talk about that one too? What in my list?
I can get to that one. And why don't you go and pull out Black Adam too.
All right.
We'll talk about both of these. But we'll start with Black Adam.
Okay.
So I am a big Black Adam fan. I enjoyed the Black Adam film.
Okay.
I have been reading Black Adam since I was in grade school.
Okay.
And this series really issue has not gotten better. Each issue, I mean, what made this issue in particular, for lack of a better term, sucky, is that it was all in virtual reality world.
Yeah.
None of it mattered.
Yeah, none of it mattered at all. It was so forgettable.
Yeah.
It was so forgettable.
What should have been cool, you had Black Adam versus Batman.
Yeah.
In a VR world.
I completely even forgot that it was a VR until you said that.
It's like I got to the end. I'm like, wait a minute, we're in a VR. I had to flip back. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? It's like, yeah. I was so pissed.
Batman looked cool in it though.
Yes,
I liked his outfit.
Yeah, he had the Dark Knight Returns armor on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look cool. Yeah.
That's all I had to say about that. I just did not like this at all.
Yeah, it was a disappointing issue. Yeah,
very
really
disappointing.
All right, so now we're on to Gold Goblin number 1, or so I call him the Gold Ranger number 1, because he does not look anything like a goblin.
No, he does not at all. If you are a fan of the Green Goblin and you like all that schnaz, this is probably for you. But I don't see a purpose in this at all.
Okay, yeah. Case in point, there is no purpose to this because by this point, I am willing to bet. So, in case you don't know, this is Norman Osborn, right?
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, I'm sure a significant number of people who are watching this right now have seen any of the Spider-Man films, animated features, whatever. Norman Osborn is probably a character in those features. We know Norman Osborn did some bad stuff. He is a bad guy.
Yeah.
This whole issue is just him.
This is his redemption.
Him trying to it's Norman Osborn. He has guilt about what he's done in the past.
Yeah.
The end. No shit.
Congratulations. You're getting up in life, but I find it more interesting just a regular Green Goblin issue. I think that would be more interesting.
Yes. Yeah, and there are so much better Green Goblin stuff. There's so much better Green Goblin stuff like 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. There's a series called The Dark Avengers where he was running the Avengers.
Okay.
And the Green Goblin's like in the back of his head, like always tormenting him, teasing him and everything, just driving him nuts.
Yeah.
That's some great stuff. This is just him. I like Norman Osborn as the bad guy, not trying to be the good. That's not Norman Osborn.
Yeah, I get he's got this, as quote unquote that they said in here, this gaping hole in him, and he's struggling with once being a bad guy and feeling where is that piece of him gone? I could care less.
It's right. Yeah, because it wasn't the Fool Killer. I forget who. Sin Eater. Sin Eater took away his sins from like a year, 2 years ago. I forget how long ago it was, but yeah, it's just not as, to me, it's not fun and it's nothing new.
I read this today and I couldn't wait any longer to get this over with.
All right. Next Skip It I have got is Batman One Bad Day, Mr. Freeze number 1.
I did not get to that one. I've got Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Hey, I've got that too. How about that? You didn't like Man Bun Man?
No, I did not.
So what are your thoughts on man buns?
Some guys can pull them off. I think the guys that can pull them off are the very buff, muscular, burly men. I think they could really pull it off. You know, it's not for everybody, but hey, you do you. You do you. I'm not going to judge. I'm not, you know. I do some stuff people probably don't like, but you know.
Let's just say that with a lot of fans of Bucky, they're not happy with the man bun. That's all I'm going to say. It's and on top of him being now a villain.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I was going to say, when I was reading this, I was like, I didn't expect him to be a villain in this. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of just convoluted government building, and it just, I don't know. I just didn't care.
Yeah, no, you're very much right, because this is the group, like the Foundation, that there's allegedly this super uber secret organization that no one knew about.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me like Hydra, SHIELD, none of the governments, none of the agencies, none of the groups knew about this secret group, and as well as the world's first secret multi-billionaire?
Yeah.
Like, something's not taken here. Yeah.
I think it's really trying to be something, and I just don't see it being anything.
Yeah, they're trying, but it, like you said, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's not plausible when you have all these other agencies that would have been well aware of this group.
Yeah.
And we see this evil group is responsible for the imagery and the formation of Cap Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. And then we get a few extra pages going through the ages, and Bucky being tempted by these douches who are conveniently immortal, I guess.
I didn't understand that too. Yeah, they're all immortal.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. And Bucky, I guess he's pulling the double agent stuff, where like, I know what these people are doing. I'll let you know what they're doing. Like, you mean to tell me these people who've been around for well over 100 years now would not be on the up and up about you maybe being a traitor and letting the heroes know about this?
And they're such the smartest secret society that's controlling like all of government. You know, so. I will say this: it does have some interesting imagery in it. I like because it went through like the years and like it was very colorful and stuff. So I'll give it that.
But it's not plausible.
It's not plausible.
No,
not at all.
So there you go. All right, next one I've got is Batman One Bad Day, Mr. Freeze #1.
I've got Stargirl.
Whoa! Okay, so little spoiler alert: that isn't a list later on in another video for me.
Oh, okay.
Why was this a skip it for you?
This was a skip it because it was very much I don't think it's geared towards me. I think this is very much geared towards younger girls that want to get into comics. She's very much like, Mom, I don't want to go to school. I just want to be a superhero kind of thing. It's cute. Just not my thing. Not really something I would be interested in. It was my thing. I'll explain a little bit later on. Just getting ready to say, I'm like, I don't think so. Yeah. No offense. Okay, yeah. But I appreciate, as a fan, longtime fan of DC, it does some deep dives into this. Yes. It goes back to World War II and some of the characters. I'm like, so I appreciate that but I can understand why if you're going into this, like, that's fair. Yeah. I got Batman One Bad Day, Mr. Freeze. First up, no, hell no. Oh, wow. Batman does not believe any villain is irredeemable. That is not Batman. Batman. Yeah, I can agree. As soon as I read that, I was just like Tracy Morgan in the movie Cop Out with Bruce Willis. Maybe you ever saw that or not. No. There's a scene where Tracy Morgan's just going, no, hell no. I'm saying that out loud when I saw it when I read those pages. But yeah, if why else do you think he hasn't killed anyone and he's taken them to Arkham? Oh yeah, because so they can be redeemed, so they can be helped. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, return to society once healthy. Yeah, Jerry Duggan's full of shit. That's all I'm going to say. But the worst of this is the fact that it takes the great Emmy-nominated, maybe winning episode of Heart of Ice from the Batman animated series. Okay, it's the first episode with Mr. Freeze we see. Okay, and it takes a steaming dump episode. Oh, okay, because they took a tragic villain and warped him into a straight up villain. And yeah, it took like the heart and passion out of it. Exactly. Okay. So like I say is that fuck Jerry Duggan. But I don't know did you ever see Heart of Ice, Batman animated series? I have not seen it yet. No, I need to. I love the animated series though. Yeah, you watch Heart of Ice. It was
one of the best, if not the best, Batman animated series episodes with
Okay.
Mr. Freeze, and you see why he was a tragic villain.
Yeah.
So, and they took that aspect and warped it. It's like, oh no, he was a villain, monstrous villain the whole time, and was jealous, a jealous husband, and all that. Like,
Yeah.
no, don't, no. But anyway, yeah, that's me.
Okay.
So, next one I've got is Nightwing number 98.
Oh, I have that in there actually. Hold on. You
Oh, you
guys
did?
saw that one. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Actually,
Hey,
no, what?
oh,
No,
oh.
it wasn't. It was an honorable mention.
Okay,
actually.
okay, that's
JK.
okay.
Never mind. I have Titans United. Look back.
Well, that was I think that was an honorable mention for me. How about that? This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so now why was this a skip it for you?
It was just boring. I mean, not a lot was really going. There was a lot going on. I really liked Raven in this. I thought her character was very, very cool. I loved it. They made Starfire out to be like this big bad villain. I hadn't read the other issues before, but then like the second, I don't know, can I do a spoiler alert? Is that okay?
Sure.
Spoiler alert. Robin, Nightwing kisses her, and then she's just fine.
Well, what's special about that is that they've had a relationship going back to the 80s. Like they were like this. They almost got married actually. So as a longtime fan, I bought that where it's like when she kissed Richard, and like I said, she kissed Richard. It's like it. Yeah,
I could see where you would have that connection to that then. Yeah. Otherwise, it just wasn't that outstanding to me as an issue.
Okay. Very fair. Very fair. So Nightwing 98. So I think I don't have my keys on me. This is a key alert. First appearance of the Nightmite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Nightwing's little hallucinogenic buddy floating around his head, but whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's already been optioned. He's got a movie already. He's been casted. Maybe I don't know. It's Ernie likes to throw out the it's been optioned thing, so I like to have fun with that.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
It probably hasn't, but I like to say it's been optioned. I was not a fan of the art in this.
Really?
Yeah. Even you compare it to Bruno Redondo, who's been doing the art past several. It is a complete different art style.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And it's like in my opinion, it's like a kid in study hall drew this before falling asleep.
Okay.
In my opinion.
It was almost in my list of skip-its, but I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute, so that's why.
And I wanted to rip this in half before I got to the staples. Yeah, it's not for me. It is clearly not for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I can. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
All right, we're trucking along. 30 minutes, not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
Nope. All right, next skip it I've got is Dark Crisis: World Without a Justice League Batman. Last Night Standing, number 1.
Skip it.
Yes.
Wow. I've got Dark Crisis Young Justice.
Oh, I got that too. Yep. So this writer, she has done everything she can to pretty much dismantle the fan base, the history of these characters, what fans liked about these characters, pretty much gone after the fans in the book, which is not fair, in my opinion. Long time the buyers, the customers, and this issue did not help either.
Yeah, I think this is, first of all, just because I think it's definitely geared towards kids doesn't mean it necessarily sucks. I think maybe if you have kids, they would like this, but it is definitely not what I remember and what I know of the superheroes, which is totally fine.
No.
You can take different opinions on them.
Yeah, but what's it's not, because you're right, because what they're doing here is that it's a judicious rewriting of history of the characters. That is what's being done here.
Yeah.
In her, according to her reasoning, is what it should be. Yeah. But it's like, no, this is not how we remember it. This is not how it was.
Yeah. Which is totally fine. I like some of their new outfits. I like that.
Well, this is going back to this is stuff from the 90s. This is the 90s team. So yes.
See, you guys, I'm learning things. Yeah. It was fine. It's just definitely more for kids. It just wasn't geared towards me, I don't think. And it was kind of boring. I mean, they're just kids find this like loser guy
who represents the fans. He is a representation of the longtime fans who are not happy with what's going on with the characters. Me.
Okay.
Yes.
I would have liked to have seen them fought something more challenging, something more.
Whoa. We can't have that here. No.
I mean, if they're going to be Young Justice, I want to see them do, an actual challenge. If they're going to be, like Superman, like Batman, where they're really fighting big things. I get it, they're kids, but like, I mean, I get it now if that's like the fans, but I don't know. That's just boring.
Yeah, and it was a really very boring issue.
Yeah.
And thankfully it's the last one.
Thankfully.
So, yeah. So yeah, I've got Gear Man. So from this one, I call him Gear Man. He is not Batman.
Gear Man. Okay, yeah.
Because he does not have a bat logo on him at all. He has a gear. So I'm like, shouldn't he just be called Gear Man?
Okay.
Where is it at? It's right. Infinite Secret Dark Crisis on Multiple Elseworlds Black Label Houses. Number 1, Gear Man. Yeah. Nothing mentioned in this. There's nothing matters in this because if you love this event, the Dark Crisis, go for it. I think it's the greatest thing ever. Yeah, read this. This is a one-shot of a version that we'll never see again. We'll probably never see this character again ever.
I can see that. Yeah.
So because of that, skip it. It is not worth it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. We'll talk about one real quick. It may take you a few minutes.
Sure. Yeah. So I have that Sparks of Chaos that Drew had mentioned earlier. Kind of a lot of the same stuff that we said. It just didn't really make sense. Not a lot of Greek mythology that, like, I guess you don't have to know. They do kind of explain it a little bit, but it really just kind of throws you into that world. And it's just like, here, figure it out. And even at the end, not a lot of things tie up. They don't really explain a lot that's going on. I mean, this guy's hung though. I'm gonna skip that. Anyways, besides that, it's it's a decent issue, I guess. And for a first issue too, I would have expected them to explain a lot more about it. But yeah, a lot of the same stuff that we had discussed before that. Funny enough, that one that he just showed, the Batman one, is actually in one of my honorable mentions. So we'll definitely get into that. I don't think it was that good, but I thought it was definitely interesting, at least. But yeah, I think they're definitely trying to do something with this, and I'd like to see where it would go. Maybe the next issue will kind of tie things up a little bit, explain a little bit more. This guy, just poor dude, just gets thrown into a subway and gets torn in half. And then all of a sudden he's a god. I feel bad for that dude.
And we all know how that feels. Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it wasn't that good.
Okay. Very fair. Very fair. All right. Next skip that I've got is Catwoman 48.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
That's a shame. We're going to have to talk about that.
Ooh. Okay.
Up next, I have The Flash.
What? A skip it?
A skip it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I say to Kyle, explain yourself.
Can I? Okay, spoiler alert.
Okay.
So he, he finds out his wife is pregnant, whatever. Yippee.
Linda? Yep.
Yeah, yippee doo for him. Congratulations. Couldn't care less. I will say it was just a boring issue. Not like too much happened. I'll say these villains that are now turned
the rogues.
The rogues now turned basically kind of
the deputized cops.
Yeah,
deputized cops. Yeah.
And it was kind of interesting, There's a scene in there where he's like looking at that guy's badge, and I just laughed at it. I thought it was so funny the way that they drew him like looking at it, and then he starts laughing at it. So that was like one redeeming quality of that. Other than that, it was just kind of a boring issue to me. Okay. I think they've done more. This isn't Barry. What is his?
That's Wally West.
Wally West. Okay, yeah. So the Flash that I know more about is Barry. And I think a lot of his stories are a lot more interesting, I guess, what they get with him. Okay, so now I'm a little bit older. So Barry was the Flash for the longest time, and then Wally took over when Barry had died. So I grew up with Wally. Wally was like my Flash for the longest time. Gotcha.
And then Barry came back to life, and Barry's been the Flash, and now they've brought back Wally. Okay. So, but with that being said, as a longtime Wally fan, Flash fan, he's got his family back, and it's fun seeing the rogues being deputized and the conspiracy. I'll get into it later. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a little bit of a difference here.
Yeah.
So I'm a Wally fan. You're a Barry fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say, maybe I'm just like tormented in the head or something, but It was just, I want to see him tormented. I don't want to see him with his family. I want to see him just crying, digging a grave.
No. I got the series for you. If you want to read that, read Heroes in Crisis. I think you guys may have the trade upstairs in the whatnot area. Heroes in Crisis. You want to see Wally at his
worst
when he's a killer? Yes.
Yeah. I want to see that.
Heroes in Crisis. That is right up your alley. So there you go. And I'll just say, what you wanted from Wally, a lot of the fans did not want from Wally. So that's why this series is kind of in response to that.
Gotcha. So. Yeah, I was just too happy for me.
Okay. There we go. Hey, there you go. It works for me. But like Heroes in Crisis, that's what you want to check out. Okay. So you'll probably dig that then. Catwoman.
Yeah, 49. Explain yourself.
So I had a lot of problems with this, but one of the problems I don't have is with the Jim Ballant cover. I love
That's a great cover.
Yes, Jim Ballant from the 90s. He was the artist on the Catwoman series in the 90s. I wish he was back on Catwoman because this comic really needs some help. So a kid who's never driven a vehicle before in his life, which is stated, he can suddenly drive perfectly during a high-speed chase while being shot at.
Okay, yeah, I can kind of see that. You just got to pretend that he's driving manically, but he's like they're living.
But there's nothing brought up. There's no line of dialogue saying like, "Hey, ease your veering. Hey, stop."
Yeah.
I would have gone with that. Yeah. But like, there's nothing brought up. He drives fine during a pressure. But that's me incorporating logic. Anyway, so Catwoman has to be one of how should I say this? Catwoman has to, in my opinion, one of the dumbest people on the planet to believe that this kid working for supervillains didn't know anything at all. And on top of this shit Sunday is the Batman cherry, where he's staying out of her way to handle Alleytown. He and every other hero. Wow. I
can see where you're coming on.
No.
Yeah. So this is definitely in a different pile of mine.
Okay. Which is great. I like that. So why did you say
it was easy to read, first of all. Definitely jumping into it as somebody who hasn't read anything. Definitely easy to jump into. But also I was looking at more of this like love triangle thing going on. So that's what kind of hooked me into it, that's what I was more between her and this other dude and Batman. Yeah. So that's why I kind of liked it more. I wasn't looking too logically. Okay. Especially because I hadn't read the rest.
Okay. So to me, like I do see the love triangle. I do like but my issue is I'm not a big fan of that other guy, the other guy she's in bed with. Like there's something about that guy.
There's something is kind of off about him.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
For that character, it's not working for me. Like I don't. Yeah. To me, I don't see why Catwoman would be with him.
When she can have Batman. Yeah.
Ding. Yes. Yeah.
I'm on the side with Batman.
To me, he's like sloppy seconds. I mean, it's like you got Batman. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, she's over getting in bed with him every night, where she's chasing Batman. Like, if you want to be chasing Batman too.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I thought it was a good issue.
Okay. Hey, there we go. That's what makes us fun. Yeah. That's what makes it's like we said, we have no clue. So this is fun. All right. You got two left. All right, I got oh boy. I got 7 left after this. Phantasmagoria number 3. We talked about this earlier. I'll wrap it up again. This is veering off course very quickly. This issue was not good. It's a very boring magic story. If you want a fun and engaging magic story, read either Strange Academy or, the Magic Order. You cannot go wrong with those, in my opinion.
Very disappointing.
Yes, absolutely. Next one I got is the Immoral X-Men, number 8. I don't think did I give this to you or no?
You gave it to me. I didn't have a chance to read that one.
Okay. One of the issues I have with this, outside of the fact that this series has not been good, is that apparently Sherlock Holmes was Mystique in the story. Yeah, apparently. Okay. Yeah, it's like
interesting.
And it did not work for me. And if this whole issue is effectively seeing just how much of a hand Mystique and Destiny had in forging of Mr. Sinister and because he's an old character, he goes back to the 1800s.
Okay.
So it's pretty much we see how much of a hand they had in forging Mr. Sinister, and he was effectively like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with a dash of Dorian Gray. It's like what is with all these later 1800s story references in here? It's like
that's a little weird. I wouldn't expect that out of an X-Men story. Interesting.
There you go.
Turn.
Yes, it does not work for me. It's like not a fan. I love Mr. Sinister as a villain, but what they're doing to him, it's like doesn't work.
Okay.
Next one I got She-Hulk number 8. So I had this as a skip it because pretty much we get the origin of some new villainous scientists, and yes, they are power-hungry villain scientists. So they decide to take the gamma energy and become Hulks themselves. Yep. Wouldn't you know it? It doesn't work.
Wow! Surprise there.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see that from a mile away.
Exactly. I mean, there's nothing new, shocking, daring, or original here. This is an annual story. This is a throwaway story.
Yeah.
And they're padding this out to maybe 2 or 3 issues. This should have just been 1. But yeah, it is not worth the money or time on this.
No.
Next one I got is Murder World Avengers number 1.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
I did read that one.
Okay. Now, I'm a fan of Arcade. I love the character Arcade. I was expecting good things. I was expecting big things. I was expecting him to be torturing the Avengers and X-Men through like different, like a pinball game or whatever. Mm-hmm. No, it was random. It was YouTubers.
Yeah.
And whoever makes it out alive wins $100 million. And it felt the whole time I'm reading this, I'm thinking to myself, why am I thinking of Squid Games?
Squid Games, yeah. Okay, yeah. I never watched Squid Games. I was not about that hype. I'll say this: I didn't know who this character was before. When I was reading this, it was like I don't give 2 shits.
Okay, so you're not familiar with Arcade?
No.
Okay, so Arcade, he goes back to the 70s in Marvel history, 1970s.
Okay.
But he is a hired assassin, pretty much. What he does is that he has these elaborate arcades that he puts people death traps in, like whether it's like life-size pinball machine games or whatever. Just tortures people and all that and kills them. Okay. So it's kind of like this. And I have a problem with that, but like we said, this is like Squid Games here. And it's like, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
And like it says Murder World Avengers. The Avengers are robots in this. They're not the stars of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw the Avengers come in. I was like, that's not them.
No,
that's not them.
No, it's not.
You're
following this guy around.
This was gonna be in like a skip it or a meh, but at the end it redeemed itself.
Oh, okay.
It did redeem itself.
Okay.
Can I spoil it for them?
We'll wait to the top 10.
Okay.
It's in your top 10. So I'll let you explain why. But now the reason why like I said, I did like the ending of that, but my problem is that I don't like these characters that we're following. I don't really like him.
Yes.
Because this is our first time we're introduced to these characters.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm thinking, now on top of this, why is it Squid Games? Is that why am I following these guys? There's
nothing really tells you like why you should care about these people.
Ding, ding, ding. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, he's a YouTuber. Congratulations. And like, but it's like following me around. It's like why would you want to follow me around? Why would you want to root for me to survive?
Yeah.
In arcades, murderous arcades. You wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think the whole reason is just because he's a YouTuber. So like, oh, these people like him, so like maybe you should like him.
Yeah, but
so
it works. Yeah, I understand. It works. If we had seen more about his past, maybe if we had seen like his family backstory, like where maybe he had an abused household or he grew up in an orphanage or something rough. Sure, but nothing.
He was just basically a pawn to get you into the story. They're a throwaway character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Throwaway.
Yeah. Exactly. So you got what, 2 left?
2 left. I'll wait for you to get to
all right, I got 3. All right. Okay. All right. I don't think I gave you this one. I've got Gambit number 5.
No, you did not give me that one.
All right. So this was how should I say this? This whole series, this is the last issue. This was I'll just say it's disappointing. Gambit really was not the focus of this story. Mm-hmm. Neither was Storm, because this kind of follows Gambit and Storm back in the 1980s when they had more or less first met each other, but they're not really the focus of this. It's another woman, and that we've never met before, and she ends up getting like a techno-organic virus thing.
Oh.
And at the end, Gambit and Storm hope she gets better. That's it.
Okay.
The end.
Riveting.
End of story.
Riveting.
Yeah, it's like I hate saying bait and switch. I don't want to say that because it's Chris Claremont. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He wrote X-Men for 30 some odd years, but it's like, this isn't what I wanted from a Gambit series.
Yeah, and that's the last issue too.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The last two, and then there were two.
And then there were two.
Yes, I got Iron Man 650.
I have Vampirella.
Oh,
this was
okay.
Heartbreaking too.
Okay.
So as I said earlier, this is the first Vampire I read, and I had very high expectations because I saw the covers, and I thought, this is going to be great. I love Vampirella. I hated this. This was awful. It was so boring. It didn't make any sense. What is she doing? They're in the 60s. All these other characters are in this. What is going on? Yeah, it was not good. I don't know. You didn't like it either.
There were some cool visuals here and then that kept me awake when I was reading it. I'm like, oh, hey, there's a scary face.
Yeah.
But
I didn't like the art either. They made her busted. She was so ugly. The art and interior art in this is not good. Like they do her no favors. No.
Yeah.
I had high expectations and was sorely disappointed.
Yeah, that's very fair. That's very fair. I got Iron Man 650. This was a meh for you.
Yeah. Because
you hadn't read the last two stories. I, however, did read the last two stories, and I read all three of them. Where are my notes for this? I made them pretty succinctly. Oh, there it is at the very top. First story, yeah, Iron Man Day. He saves a guy and celebrates it at Avengers Mansion.
Yeah.
Second one, he offers to make Thor a new hammer, and he says no. The end.
Are you serious?
Yes, the end.
Oh, okay.
Third, he fights Radioactive Man and says to Madame Mask, you have a choice to make. You can either side with me or the Mandarin. The end.
Oh my God. Okay.
This sucked on several levels, and it served no purpose outside of the one pager at the very end previewing us to the next Iron Man series. There was no point to this.
I feel like this was just a money grab for people that love Iron Man.
You know why it's a money grab? Number 650.
Okay.
That is legacy number 650. That is why this is the money grab.
Okay.
That is why this is $6. $6.
Wow.
No, never.
$6 for shit stories.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No. Hell no. 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 Hell no. All right. But for me, that was not the worst of the week.
No. I've got words for this one.
Here we go. We are on to the number one worst of the week. It's not a bestseller, but I love teasing the they're like, it's not the bestseller. I'm like, that's fine. I got Thunderbolts number 4.
I've got Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
Okay. All right.
Stated before, Nazis. Some random jungle bitch is in there fighting some dinosaurs, and then she's fighting some Nazis, and then they get in a ship and then go back home. What?
Nothing ever happened. It's fine. Nothing happened. Nothing important happened. Yeah, it was no big deal.
No
big deal.
No big deal. You know.
They just fought a dinosaur.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't just her in the jungle. I'm just not a big jungle in the jungle kind of fan person.
Okay. Not a jungle fan. All right.
No. But yeah, it was just so random and so boring. I wanted to take a shotgun into my mouth and blow my brains out because I hated this so much.
Oh, I love it. So now you know how Kyle and I feel sometimes when we read some of these comics. We just want to blow our brains out.
Yeah. So this is my absolute worst that I have read.
There we go. My absolute worst is Thunderbolts number 4 right here. I gave Jim Zub an ounce of credit initially because he had hooked back up Hawkeye and Mockingbird in this.
Okay.
I was like, yes, finally. We can finally move on from the Chelsea Kane crap from like 5-6 years ago. No, it was all a bait and switch bullshit. And once again, it's all about beating down, berating, tearing down Clint Barton. I'm tired of this crap. Fuck this comic. Yes, absolutely.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
So Thunderbolts number 4. This is what I think. Yeah, that's what I think about this and what you've done to Clint Barton. No.
Sheena, you fucking suck. Watch me. I can't even rip it. There we go.
There we go. Yes. So there we have it, guys. Yeah, we're about our average time frame for our Skip It's and Mez. Not bad.
Yeah.
So there we have it, guys. Those are the Skip It's and Mez of the week. What do you think?
This is great.
Yeah. Are we 100% correct? Am I 100% correct? Is
I know
Kayla
I am.
99% correct?
If you disagree, we're gonna have some words.
Uh-oh. Yeah, she'll have words with thee, on whatnot.
Yeah, come at me at one knot.
Yeah. So there we have it, guys. That's the Skip It's and Mez. We'll see you guys very soon with the top 10 of the week.
Yes.
And if you're new here, please remember to buy what you like, collect what you want, don't listen to the haters, and we'll see you guys again here very shortly.